Listening to the beat and the funky rhymes.
Who's someone if you're going to make a
You
comment?
can look like above the camera, like.
Do you remember your order?
I'm
Doll.
after.
Not
Oh,
sure.
no,
Because she's
whoa,
doing
whoa,
it
whoa.
We're not just talking
Girl.
about what I
Me.
eat.
Chung Girl,
Should
Warden,
Doll.
Doll, Summers, Chung Boy, me.
You guys are gonna take all the good
It's
stuff.
already on. I hate when he does that.
Usually I catch it, but this time no.
Hi everyone. Welcome to another video diary for Hagsaeng Naebu. Thanks for joining us. We've had an exciting day, and it's hard to believe we're only halfway through because it feels like we've been doing a whole lot. But we're going to tell you a little bit about the cool stuff that we've done so far.
One of the cool things that I did, and Miss Summers and Mr. Chung, because it was our first Hagsaeng Naebu day, was initiation process, was we had to eat, what was it called? What was the plum thing called?
Umiboshi.
Umiboshi. And it looked like and felt like a little brain, and there's a little seed inside that you can eat, spit out. It was
Wait,
just
what is
really
it
gross.
actually though?
I didn't think it was. It said, well, it's not really pickled plum because it's like plum, salt,
And like plant.
and plant, and the plant part is what like pickles it. But yeah, it was gross.
I didn't think it was that gross.
Yeah, I thought it was
Ugh.
okay.
I almost like
I hated
threw
it.
up. Oh my god.
But then we also did a lot of work with herbs, and Master Pearson
Herbs.
grows not herbs, herbs. Okay, so Master Pearson grows some of his own outside, and he had.
Wait. You have to qualify that because that sounds really sketchy.
Oh,
What grossly does he grow?
mint. Yeah, I was about to get to that. He grows mint outside, the mint plant. So he took some out for us, and we took off the leaves. And you can put the leaves in a blender or chop them up with a pestle and mortar. But we used a blender. And if you take the shredded mint leaves and you put them in a paper towel and put it over and then smell it, then it'll clear your sinuses like instantly.
And what is that?
Which you
What is that
desperately
called?
needed.
That package of
Oh.
herbs. What's it called?
I forgot what it's called.
Doll, what's it called? When you put them in the thing and you put it on your skin?
That's a poultice.
Poultice.
Oh yeah, you can also put it on your skin and it feels kind of cool. And then you can also boil the leaves at I think 140 degrees. Something like that.
170.
170 to 180.
Okay, 170. Oh, because that was what you guessed.
No, I guess something else. I don't remember.
But so you can also boil them, and then you get tea, which actually tastes really nice. It's refreshing.
It cools your insides.
That's really
Releases
good
the
for your
wind
digestion.
heat.
It was pretty cool.
Right. When heat is released.
Alright. To learn about the herbs, we used Master Pearson's extensive book collection. He actually has a lot of good books about herbs. So he'd give us an herb and then send us downstairs to look them up. So the Chinese medical books were where it was talking about wind, like too much wind problems like coughs and headaches that mint is good for. But so we looked up mint, which is good for digestion, plus all the different uses we already talked about. And then we also did an herb that we smelled in capsule form, which has a really strong scent. That's
Poop pills.
some people don't like as much. It's called a valerian, which I also just found growing outside for the first time. We looked that up, and it's used popularly for a sleep aid, and it also makes cats go crazy. My cat loves to rub on the valerian roots.
We also did, it wasn't all mental, we did more physical stuff, which was, one of the part that stuck out to me was the two-person hip stick form. And these guys were whipping through it because they were really good and they practiced it, but it was my first time, so Master Schaefer and I went to the side and worked out the first half of the sequence, so I was pretty proud of myself after we finished that.
Yeah. reach underneath. Strike. Reach over.
Just like the groundwork we were doing, you would transition from standing to ground using some form of joint lock. And one of my favorite ones was the one where you grab a key lock sort of thing and you take your instep and roll back with the person, land on top of them, and then have a shoulder lock where they're basically in no position to defend themselves. And yeah, we did a bunch of other ones, and I hope we can practice them sometime because if I don't, there's no way I'll remember.
There was something I was gonna say, something, but now it doesn't really matter because I don't really remember. What? Oh, we did. Well, I didn't do it, but everyone else did this like fun little warm-up exercise where you actually do like a whip or a roll over your partner, and it's a dual exercise because the person who's on the ground has to stabilize themselves on their hands and knees. They have to be like solid, so it like works on strengthens your core and makes you sort of immovable so that your partner can use you as like a stability ball, basically, to roll over. That was pretty hard, but the boys did really well. The girls did okay.
Mr. Gordon,
hard.
It was very hard.
And
Especially backwards.
Oh,
Backwards was very
another.
hard.
I don't know what that is. The charade. First word sounds like
Oh, no.
fan.
Oh,
We talked about that.
Yeah, we talked about that.
We just played a card game. Card game is called Hana. Hana means one in Korean, by the way. And you can actually purchase this game yourself and play it with your family and your friends and all your martial arts compadres on our website, shinhokwan.org, so check that out. But anyway, this is a game, a fun way, especially for like kids, to teach them about the trigrams, which we've been writing a lot about recently on the blog. So if you're interested, you can play this, and it's kind of like Uno, Hana 1, Uno 1, and you have to play the different cards, and each card has a task that you have to do on it. So for instance, this card, which is the trigram for Earth, on the top it says Teguk, which means you have to tell us what Teguk form this corresponds to. So when you play the card, you would say Teguk 8. And other than that, you play kind of like, anyway, it's a lot of fun, and we played for like a good 45 minutes, so you should check it out on our website, and you too can learn all about the trigrams.
Well, let's talk about some
In our
more.
last video.
It was so fun.
Anyway,
It was the
wait.
most fun game I played ever.
Right, oh, and I finally won, which was awesome.
I won one too.
I won too.
I won 3 times, and no one else
Okay.
did.
And that whip thing that I was talking about, we took video of that, so hopefully you'll be able to see that. And it's a great exercise. So if you have a partner that you can work with, my arm's really tired. I'm sorry. Then you can practice that at home. We also did, if you remember, I think we talked about it the last meeting we had. We did a Kali technique called box truncada, which essentially each person holds one stick, and you do a series of motions that every time you do a strike, you end up with half of a box. You do the whole set, and you have a full box. But this time we did it unarmed, which was very cool, and I've never done that before, and it was really nice. But unlike the regular box truncada, which you can do against yourself, you have to have a partner for the unarmed, which is unfortunate. Or maybe not. I guess you can do it by yourself, but it doesn't seem like as cool. I don't know. So yeah, we've had a great day. I think it's really nice to have a whole bunch of people. Like, this is probably the most people we've had at a Hagsaeng Naebu meeting, and it just changes the whole event.
Yeah, this is my first time here, and I'm really enjoying myself. So
My first time too. It's been awesome. Thanks for inviting me.
Welcome.
It's been great.
All right, so we'll check in later and have a great day. Everyone
Or
wave.
night.
Or night, whatever.
This
I
is
just
hard
got
to
thrown
see.
really hard. It was awesome. We're doing these like partner attack defenses with a nice hard throw and followed by a joint lock. It's good fun. All right. Action. Why do I always have to start?
Because you're the boss.
I'm the boss. Okay, so it's very late. We've been up for a long time. It's probably not actually that late if I think about it, but it feels like it's really late. We're doing our final video. That light is so freaking bright in my face. We're doing our final video of the meeting. And I think we've done a lot. It's been interesting and exciting as always. We did some really great techniques this weekend.
A lot of them very painful.
Many of them painful.
But
I have
a lot were very fun too.
lots of bruises. We did this whole series of techniques based on like distracting someone's mind. I think that's how it started, but then what did we do with it later? Then we were just kicking people for the heck of kicking.
Well,
I
it was
guess.
about like shattering the mind.
No, that's how it started.
Yeah, and then it started with like kicking the legs and then throwing them down.
But then it was just like,
There's an angry cat.
Hello.
I think she got kicked out of the room.
Oh.
Ooh.
All right.
Anyway, then it just became like, oh, let's do a whole bunch of techniques where we kick someone on the inner thigh where it really hurts.
Yeah, the whole concept behind like the shattering the mind is you hit someone, like you kick maybe their inner thigh at the same time that you hit their arm or hit their chest or something and throw a punch. So it's about hitting multiple places at once so you confuse the people and they don't know what to block.
But they were great, and a lot of them we had never seen before, and they were quite effective, if I do say so myself.
Yes, and enjoyable.
Enjoyable unless you were me.
And that's why we're so tired now.
We did a lot of
Working really
joint
hard.
locks and takedowns, and you know, I'm always surprised. Like, I feel like every meeting we end up doing that work because that's what the stuff that we like, where it's just like attack, defense, attack, defense, attack, defense, over and over and over again, and we never repeat. I mean, we rarely repeat
We
anything.
did repeat something.
Right, but that was like more involved technique. But I mean, like the more one steps based technique. It's like just infinite. Like,
Yeah.
It is interesting.
he just has infinite techniques. It's awesome.
Yeah, and one of the new things that we did this meeting was a lot of groundwork. So he got a big pad and we did a lot of different things on the ground, and we ended up doing jump kicks, transitions to get standing opponents to the ground with us, and things like that. And then, after the physical class, we started hypnosis, which was awesome.
No, we had like 4
That's
physical
good.
classes. But
Yeah.
we had to swing a thingy, a crystal ball.
Told you if
As
it
you
was-
can
if
see.
you were a boy or a girl.
Told you your
I
gender.
was confused about this one.
Actually,
Just
it
'cause I'm
wasn't. It
too
was
much
just
of a
super
man.
manly.
But that pendulum type thing that Master Pearson was swinging in front of the camera, if you saw it, it's just one of the many tests that hypnotists can use, and it kind of detects one's sense of or susceptibility to being caught in a trance, in a hypnotic trance. And what you do is you take it above one of your arms and you make sure it's not moving, and then you lift it up, and if it swings up and down your arm, then that indicates that you are like a man, and if it swings left to right, then it indicates that you're a woman. And as long as you're thinking these things, like focusing on which way it's supposed to turn, then it will turn that way because of like very subtle movements with your arm and your hand that you can't control, like in your subconscious. And depending on how much it swings, that'll be the indicator of how susceptible you are, and that's one of the many. Some people where it like barely moved for me, so I'm not very susceptible.
We're very much of a man.
Or just too much of a man for crystal balls to tell. I think it's that one.
Me too.
Let me give you an example of what we've been doing.
Oh, good. I like this
Now, as you relax and begin to remember, the experience of trance, you can re-experience those changes in thought, feeling, and sensation, and drift down into that trance even more comfortably and effortlessly than before. Pause for trance to develop. That's right.
That
Go
is
to
a
selected
huge
metaphor
direction.
script. That's it. We did that for like the last 2 hours.
Not 2 hours. That was like the last 20 minutes.
Maybe
at most.
reading.
Right.
Yeah, but that's another type of hypnotherapy. I forgot what it's called exactly. Do you remember?
This is a neo-Ericksonian approach to persuasive healing.
Okay, so they're
That's
based.
the Milton Erickson approach.
Yes. There are basically 2 different approaches
It is
to
Milton
hypnotherapy.
Erickson.
One is a really
Is it?
long, almost conversation-like
Right.
approach, and it's the whole thing is with hypnotherapy is
Yeah.
in your brain you have your consciousness, a force field that like
Oh my god, Warden,
You
there's
dig
only
deeper.
like an hour of tape on this thing.
oh god, we won't get into it. We'll do a post about it, but I won't.
Our neo-Erickson approach to hypnotherapy is derived directly from the work of Milton H. Erickson, a man who is widely recognized as the foremost hypnotherapist of the century. Anyway, what else did we do?
Thumbs.
Thumbs.
Test
Oh,
for
yeah, that was
susceptibility.
a
Stick your thumb
suggestibility
out,
test.
squeeze it as hard as you can, well, with a partner, and do it for 30 seconds. And then after 30 seconds, you stroke your hand and imagine it is a stone. And then slowly try to uncurl it. And it's very difficult if you're susceptible. If not, then probably a lot easier.
We'll put some
But
like.
it's definitely interesting stuff. It's just too
Stop
much to.
talking.
It's just too much to say in a
Stop.
video.
Anyway, there is tons of information out there in the internet universe on this stuff. I encourage you to be careful about what you read and to think before you
Wormholes.
try to practice this stuff.
Alternate dimensions.
You can see more about our weekend by checking out our website, www.shinhokwan.org, or our WordPress blog at Inside TKD?
InsideTaekwondo.com.
Good plug.
InsideTaekwondo.com.
We'll be there.
We'll be there. And you'll be square.